What if our fear of saying no is tied to abandonment issues? Let's talk about it. Oh, welcome. Listen, we are about to make 400. We gon' manifest it. Hey, 400 is coming today. Yes, it is. Yeah, this episode or this topic is so dear to me because so many people deal with this. And I did this video actually. I first recorded it last night and my energy wasn't given what it's given today. And I was like, my peoples deserve this. Cause this is who I be, you know? So I was like, let me do this. My face was ashy, my lips was chapped. It was just not a pretty sight. But today I am here with you and we are going to talk about the fear of saying no. Ooh, did y'all feel that? Y'all felt that? Listen, she looked good today. But yeah, when I say no, sometimes I be feeling like, ooh, my edges. I lose some of my edges for some reason. It's the most stressful thing. Like, I can say no, right? So let me give you a little background story. I was speaking to this beautiful empathic soul named Nicole. I had to give her a shout out. We were speaking about this yesterday, and in the conversation, I just randomly said to her, like, I need to start saying no without explaining myself. See, a lot of us can say no, but then we follow up with reasons why we're saying no. And I came to the realization after going on YouTube University, okay, because I did, we all do it. And after really thinking about the moments when I said no, and it came to me that what if me saying no is tied to abandonment issues? So let me set the scene, okay? Let me set the scene. When we were children, we said no. Our parent, if you're from the South, I'm from the South, would look at you like, who in the world told you to even be able to form the word no? It was an immediate attack. It was kind of like, you're a child. Children don't get to say no. So then you grow up, you become an adult, as they say, and you realize your no factor is broken. That no button in your throat, it's like, it's like, nah. No, it's not a no. It's very flaky. It doesn't have a strong foundation. It's kind of floating in the air. And then you realize, am I people pleasing? Am I just saying yes to things that I really don't want to say? And the answer is yes, you are, pumpkin. You're saying yes to things that you really don't want to, because the reality is, if we say no to the things we really want to say no to the people we care about, we have this fear that they will no longer love us. They will no longer care about us. They'll no longer see us as a valued person in their life because we're saying no. Let me use me as an example because I look too good. It has to be about me today. Stop. I can't. And for me, I remember saying no to people, and I would immediately feel like, oh, why does that sound so heavy in my head? It was kind of like I knew that no just was no. It was a complete sentence. But for some reason, when I would say it in my head versus when I would say it out loud, I always felt like I had to cushion the blow. Like I had to create a soft landing for why I'm saying no. So let me give you an example. If somebody would call me and be like, hey, Shay, are you available today? I actually have something to do. I would be like, no, because I'm actually taking a nap and I'm not going to be available. My bad. And I noticed that me explaining why I'm not going to be able to do something, or me explaining my no, basically started to weaken my no, because then they would say something that rebutted my reason, like, oh, well, you could do it when you wake up, or it would be like, yeah, I understand, but you could tell there was this energy of sadness in their voice. And then sometimes I would just be like, okay, well, how much time do you need? And then gut problems would start because I'm not trusting my intuition and I'm not trusting my throat chakra to express my no freely. See, I consider myself, or I am, an empath, which means I hold space for people's energies when I don't even want to. Can I say that? I said it. It's been said. Where I will walk in a room and I will feel the energies of people moving and people who are holding their pain and they don't want to talk. Oh, I feel it. Ooh, I feel it everywhere inside of me. And I would feel them taking on my no in such a negative way that I would cushion my no to the point where my no became so unsure that in certain situations, my no would be tested. My no started to become something that people want to see. Is she really sure on her no? Perfect example. For the ladies, listen, and if you're a man, please do not do this. We do not like this. A guy that I was dealing with came over and he said to me, I just want to give you a massage. Red flag, because it was like, that's a lie. But I believed it. Why? Because I really wanted it. My back was hurting. Don't judge me, please. And he came over, and of course he didn't just give me a massage, because men don't know how to give a massage. It's always like they think that their hoo-to-hoo is going to help the problem, and your hoo-to-hoo is going to cause more. I'm having a flashback. Let me pull back. So what ended up happening was we became intimate. We adults, okay? We became intimate. But what happened was I was really disappointed, y'all, because I said no. I honestly was like, I don't want this to happen. I hope that doesn't trigger anybody, because that can easily lead into something else, but let's not, okay? If you catch me, we went there together. So it was just really not what I needed. And when I told him, like, why didn't you respect my no? You know what his response was? Come here, queen. Come on. He said, and I quote, well, what did you expect to happen? I was like, no, this. I said, oh, okay. So it was me. I took it. I chose to take it because I don't like to be a victim, and I like to hold space for myself, okay? So what I did was I was just like, all right, fine. Shayla, mental note, don't let that happen again. But guess what, y'all ready? It happened again. Oh, it happened again. Same situation, different person. I said no, but my no was not as strong as I needed it to be. And then the same situation happened, and it was just like, no, it wasn't a massage. It was just like we were gonna chill. And I started to realize, why do I say, like, why isn't my no strong? And I started to have flashbacks. Y'all ready for this? This is the energy I want you to receive, coming from my heart, my body. As a child who was abandoned by her father, a guy, I noticed that when men would come into my life, I would agree to things that I didn't want to do out of fear of them leaving like he did. I believe that if I were a good child, if I was a more obedient child, if I was a more accepting child, if I said yes, if I was just more like my brother, my dad would have loved me, valued me, and seen me. So each man that I got with, I started to use them as my father in different replicas. I basically was dating my father throughout these guys. So no was not something I wanted to use because I didn't want boundaries. I didn't want boundaries because I wanted them to value me. I wanted them to love me. I wanted them to change the mindset that I am a problem. And each time I said no, then I was a problem. And that meant that my father was right to not want me. Oh, dropped it. Healing 101. Own your truth. Vulnerability looks good on me. I was twerking. That's what it was. And I started to realize, well, one, rest his soul, may it travel where it goes. He's no longer here. So I can never fully get that experience, but I got a more spiritual experience in his passing. And I realized it's not wise to keep replicating an energy that, even though I wanted and I know that I deserved his love and admiration, it's dangerous to just say yes to things that I really don't want. It's dangerous to feel like saying no blocks people from loving me and valuing me. I started to realize that saying no actually is the quickest way to healing. Why? Because it creates a space where you're saying no to them and yes to you. And when you look at it like that, it kind of makes you feel like I deserve my yeses. I deserve to say yes to me more. I deserve to say yes to me loud. And I deserve to say no to you clear, stern, and direct. See, a lot of people have become too entitled to people's yes that they blatantly get upset when they hear a no. Who told you that you're entitled to my yes? Why do you feel so important to have me stop what I'm doing to fulfill your needs? Well, who's going to fulfill my needs? Oh, no one but me. Okay, well, then you have to wait. See, a lot of times people want you to hold space for them and do things for them. And if you don't say no, they will never stop asking. They will believe that you have all the time in the world. They will believe that you don't mind doing for them because you're not saying no. You're kind of people pleasing and a pushover. I said it. Did that trigger you? It's okay. I'll hug you later. But the reality is you're kind of being a pushover. You're becoming a people pleaser because sometime in your life that no was triggering. Sometime in your life when your no was utilized, it caused a problem, and you don't want to feel like a problem, right? But what you should do is separate you feeling like a problem and them making you think you're a problem. You saying no is not problematic. You saying no does not make you an issue. It doesn't make you unlovable. It means that you have boundaries where you're able to understand and understand and overstand, as they say in the spiritual realm, that your no is your safe space. Nobody is entitled to your yes, but more people are actually deserving of your no. Oh, no. Okay? You could even sing it in a song. It's healing to your throat chakra, your sacral chakra. Listen, all of them, okay? All 7 will align when you choose to say no. And you don't have to be mean about it. No. You see how nice that was? No. You don't have to be disrespectful. You ain't gotta attack. But you also need to get in a space where you're not explaining, because you don't want to cushion something that's not meant to be an intended blow. We have this frequency of no that gets this heavy, dark cloud, and it's supposed to cause disruption. No is healing. No is light. There's actually no energy with no. No. Did you... there was no nothing. It is what it is. And we live in a world where we put these frequencies on these words. And perfect example, when people say it's not good to judge. Well, if I judge you and say you're such a beautiful person, you're always happy, you will not condemn me and say, well, why are you judging me? Only when it's something that's not pleasing. Now it's judging. Oh, I may have to do another video because I heard somebody say, yes, girl, I get that. Okay, listen, say no. Say no for the things that you know you really don't want to take part in. Say no to people who you know, I really don't want to do it. And let me say this. If you are liking this video, do like, subscribe, comment. It does help the channel, but that's not what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say, but I didn't mean it, so do it, okay? Do it now. But what I wanted to say is, because we fear somebody abandoning us, that's a trigger response. At some point in your life, you were abandoned, and you fear that if you do not perform for this person, if you do not do the task that they are asking of you, then you do not have as much value as you believe you do, or you don't hold as much value you thought you held for this person. See, the mind can play tricks on us. We start to believe that our level of importance is equated to what we do for a person, not just in who we are, not just in how we carry ourselves. I might put a questionnaire sheet in this video. I don't know, because I think that it goes deeper than just I'm afraid of saying no. Oh, it's deeper. And with Sips with Shay, okay, we sipping on healing. And the truth is, it's not just you're afraid of saying no because you don't like how it sounds. Oh, no. There is an emotional trigger that is attached to the no, and you have already predicted a negative outcome of what would happen if you say no. Get those thoughts out of your mind and become centered in the present moment. If you have a close friend and you notice your friend keeps asking you to do things, or they just keep throwing things on you, or they kind of just bombard you in certain ways, whether they mean to or not, take inventory and ask them, why do you like me as a friend? And if they say, I just like you for who you are, then you should, that also should give you some space to realize, okay, well, I don't have to perform if you really like me for who I am. And if you don't perform and they start to act funny, well, then now you realize, okay, maybe there wasn't that much truth. See, so many of us want to hold on to people who are that are walking with us on this journey, that sometimes it can cause problems as we evolve, right? And you don't want to get so attached to people to the point where you're just saying yes all freely with pain in your heart and in your stomach because you really don't want to, all because you don't want to let them go, or you don't want to feel abandoned by them. You're never alone. You're never alone. And if no scares you, trust and believe there is a deeper reason. There is definitely a deeper reason, because everybody has the right to say yes and no. Auntie Ian Lavanzant said it best. No is a complete sentence. It does not require fluff. It does not require a cushion. It does not require me to be concerned about how you're perceiving my no. My no is my no. I added all the other stuff. I'm deep too. I'm deep like her. And the reality is, so many of us empathic souls who may have been abandoned in our childhood fear this reality or this conclusion or this repeated pattern happening again as we are adults of somebody abandoning us. But what I want you to know is you hold space for yourself where if everybody leaves, you have your own best company. I'm gonna tag that video because you know I did a video on that, right? You are your own best company. And yes, this world is an interdependent world and we do need people. It is true. But isn't it best to have the right people versus people you just, you're codependent on, or they're codependent on you, or you never fully feel authentic enough to just say what you feel? Isn't it better to have people where you could just flow into you, into your authenticity, where you could just ride your own wave? Listen, let's do something. I challenge you 3 days of just saying no, complete no, to hold the space to say no. And even if it feels weird, and even if your body starts to cringe, breathe into that no. And wait, just wait before you even want to say anything in the form of a cushion, like explaining yourself, giving over explaining, giving whatever after that no. Pause and just see what the response from the person will be. It might surprise you that they'll say, okay, they didn't leave, nothing happened, nobody's mad. You rewire what happened as a child. And each time this happens, and even if they get upset, guess what will happen? You'll start to look at them different, like, wow, they really just wanted me for what I did. Wow. Either way, it works in your favor. So I want to challenge you. 3 days, me and you, we're going to just say no. And if you need some assistance, you know you could book me. Baby, stop. You know you could call me. Don't call me all day because okay, no, we're not doing it. But you can book me and we can talk about it. But practice no for 3 days and I will be with you. And in the next video, we'll talk about it because I'm gonna talk about my experience, because even the ideas, like my back is tinkling. But we're going to do it. Why? Because we deserve peace. We deserve peace. I have a homegirl that says boundaries are not walls. Understand it. You got this. And know this, because the power of no is healing. Until next time, peace.